the soundtrack of your life's journey. Kingfisher FM.
Wonderful to have someone who shares this passion with us. A director of 33andMe Talent Agency, producer of international arts talent showcases, a actress we've seen on our TV screens in movies like Mr. Bones and various series like Binnenlanders, Igoli, Scandal. She's even had a bit of Bollywood, folks. Wonderful to welcome on the line the inspirational Elsie Verlinden. Elsie, good morning and welcome to Kingfisher FM.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me. It's really exciting for me to be speaking to all the listeners in the Bay, especially, before Easter weekend coming up. It's such a privilege for me to join you in studio. Thank you.
Thank you, Elsie. We really appreciate your time. Has your life been affected like all of ours? Or are you involved in so many things that life has carried on like normal?
Definitely not. I spoke to my staff yesterday and, I said, let's take a little time to reflect where we were last year and where we were this year, or where we are this year, and it's been such a humbling experience, and I can tell you that it's definitely been a character-building season. And I said to my staff that as we go away on Easter weekends and we depart with our family and loved ones, may we all reflect a level of gratitude that we remain standing. And that is what most people are not seeing. They see everything that they've lost. And yes, the loss in lives and the financial losses have been substantial. But for me, it was a character-building season where I really had to surrender within myself and everything I was trying to save in my own power.
Sure. And
surrender and say, Lord, if this is what you created me for, please don't let it fall. Let it remain standing. And a year later, as we enter Easter weekend, I look back and I say, Lord, thank you that I am still standing, because none of it is my doing. It's your grace.
Sure. Wonderful. You've got this amazing team, and you're so passionate about bringing the talent out in others. While you've had this incredible, successful career, you've been very passionate about giving the talent away and helping others get through it. So you've been a coach, a mother. You've had to really help people along as well, while your own battle goes on in fighting and dealing with the challenges of the last year. So that obviously motivates you and energizes you as well.
Absolutely. Someone said to me yesterday, what do I define as success? And I said, success is when you can truly identify what God's purpose is of creating you. What is the purpose of you being created? And if you can live in that identity of what Christ's reason is for you to be on this planet, then you have achieved ultimate success. And I can tell you, people inspire me, being able to give to others, educating others, but mostly not being ashamed of sharing my faith and my value system. And I always know talent is sweet, but character is key.
Sure.
It's ultimately important to know who you are and to be genuine, because anyone who's genuine in this life will have a career that will forever last. You'll have nurtured relationships. You will have people in your life that you can genuinely take care of, because a genuine person also attracts loyalty. So that for me is ultimately key. Even though we face a lot of struggle financially and the stress of the unknown during lockdown, I ultimately believe that you grow through what you go through, and that your best work will put you in front of the kings. And that's what we remain true to. My whole team and myself have kept working and creating throughout lockdown, not even knowing if we will ever go back to our office to work, or whether we're going back to pack up.
Sure.
And that is your character building season. And throughout that time, we remained focused. We remained in faith. We prayed together. And we are still standing together, because greater is He that is within us than He that is in the world.
Wonderful. There's a challenge, no doubt about it, going forward for our young people. I think we've had this exposure to the social media world that talks about people getting famous on social media quickly and making lots of money, and sort of all of that quick fix has sort of been dashed over the last year, and young people are starting to realize, and I think we're all realizing how much harder work we need to put into to get those rewards. Are you seeing that happen?
Yes, I'm giggling on this topic because I really teach on the power of social media and the power of branding, because everything in the world and the industry, film and fashion, has gone digital. And I say that your social media is ultimately your digital portfolio. So you need to nurture what you say to the world, and you need to nurture what you are selling on social media. So I always say every post has got a purpose. No one just posts something, because a post actually attracts comments. So what are you looking for? What are you seeking? And what are you saying? And that is what a lot of kids and youngsters got wrong. They thought that less is more, and it's not. At the end of the day, the clients want to be able to work with someone who's got substance and character. And if everything in life was so easy, everyone would have been at the top. So nothing that comes instant lasts long. For me, I always say, that the harder you work for things in life, the longer they last. So definitely a character building season where everyone realized that it's not just about how pretty you are or how perfect you are on the outside. The challenge actually came down to your emotional well-being as well as your faith and your character, because to remain standing in the last 12 months really requires a faith system as well as strong roots in what you believe and ultimately character. So for me it was the rest from the base. Those that wanted to set themselves apart from the rest of the world and show genuine character are those ones that really came through in this time.
And there's a challenge that awaits in terms of still having dreams in our hearts, because many have had to sort of put that on the back burner and just survive and not dream. But there is a place to still dream, and you see this with the amazing staff that you've got, and I think we must force ourselves to dream a little bit to get out of what can be a rut that can quite easily be formed by the way of the world.
Absolutely. I'm going to say something that's very dear to my heart is, I wasn't created to be in survival mode. And I fight very hard not to get stuck in that mentality, even though we are just surviving and even though we are not where we were or where we were supposed to be. That is according to our understanding. But I believe that my Creator knows that where I am right now is where I'm supposed to be, and that I am not going to live a life of a survival mode, because at the end of the day, that is a choice. So even if your reality in terms of what you can see is looking like survival mode, like I don't keep my eyes on the reality of what I'm seeing. I'm keeping my eyes on the promise that is written. And that is what I'm holding on to, because I just feel like it's time that people stop worrying about what God is already working on. It is really time for the world to say, I'm going to stop stressing and I'm going to start praying. I'm going to talk less about problems and I'm rather going to focus on solutions. So it's really, when I say character building season, that's what I want the listeners to take away from this. Everything boils down to your choice right now. It is a choice to choose whether you're going to live in the survival mode, or it's a choice that you're going to choose that He's promised is sufficient. So there's really a time now for us in the next few days as we celebrate Easter to start making choices, because that power is within. But if you remain humble and you remain on your knees, your strength will come from above, and you would not have to worry about the things that God is already working on.
Oh, healing words. Thank you, Elsabe. I appreciate that. These are...
And I believe people need to hear that. I feel a lot of people in society today need to know that the starting point of all achievement is desire.
Yes, wonderful.
And that's our season.
Sure. We want more.
No, definitely. I've got a lot more. I feel so fired up and passionate about, Easter weekend coming up, and just being able to say to the world, that sometimes the reason we struggle with insecurity is because we compare our behind the scenes with everyone else's highlights, So just because someone's social media life looks really good, that is what they're giving to you from their highlighted reels. That's not them sharing their behind the scenes. So never ever compare your struggle with someone else's highlights. because some people just share the highlights. They don't share the behind the scenes. So don't compare your work in progress with someone else's edited version.
Yeah. Well, so keep dreaming, keep believing. Don't let go of those things. God has still got promises He's going to fulfill in our lives. So,
You know, and we busy shooting our own TV show, and this is so exciting because we are coming to Port Elizabeth next month for auditions. Wow. And we've got our own TV show that is coming to shoot the auditions that we are going to host in PE. So I'm really excited. And you know what? It's because God has said in my heart, there's a seed that's planted. Nations need to be changed. Opportunities need to be given. And we are going to grow through what we go through. And we're going to push through and give exposure to kids and to young teenagers and aspiring models, actors, singers and dancers and creators. Like, we are going to open up the industry in the midst of the storm. We want to create even more platforms. So we're bringing in our own TV show to Port Elizabeth. It's a show that I'm producing and directing that is giving hope in a nation for the performing arts industry, for the dreamers to become doers and associate themselves with the International Arts Talent Showcase, which is an organization where international is not impossible. We bring in Tyler Perry Studios. We bring in The Voice America, Blaze Johnson. We bring in $120,000 scholarship from the New York Film Academy. It's where we give back to the communities. So we are going to be in PE next month. We're going to have auditions. We're going to have our TV show there. We're going to do educational workshops to inspire the youth and the nation. And we have not forgotten about PE. We're stopping in PE next month, and we're really going to invest in those artists and individuals that believe that they have a dream that can be nurtured.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Elsa Beam. We appreciate that. And you're most welcome in our friendly city. Thank you for thank you for your time this morning and encouraging us. I think we needed to hear this. So, thank you. We really appreciate your time.
Well, as we go on Easter and we wish everyone a happy Easter, I just want everyone to take some time to remember that you're going to walk through the fire, like the song said that was playing before our interviews. Like, you've walked through the fire and you might still be walking through the fire, but this is your character building season.
Yeah, wonderful. Bless you and thank you for your time and have a blessed Easter.
Thank you so much for having me, and a happy Easter to you and all the listeners.
Thank you, Elsa B. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Real, relevant radio. Kingfisher FM.